A government decision in Anambra State is sparking nationwide debate after Governor Charles Soludo ordered the demolition of a controversial shrine following a court conviction. Supporters call it enforcement of the law, while others see a sensitive moment involving culture, authority, and community trust. Beyond the headlines, this serious development raises important questions about governance, public confidence, and the direction of accountability in Nigeria, issues closely watched by Nigerians both at home and abroad. Here's what happened and why it matters now. A major decision by the Anambra State government is drawing attention across Nigeria and among Nigerians abroad. A shrine linked to a convicted native doctor has been demolished following a court ruling, raising serious conversations about law enforcement, cultural practices, community safety, and the direction of governance in the state. Supporters say it shows government authority is being enforced. Critics are asking questions about tradition, legality, and long-term impact. But beyond the headlines, what exactly happened, and why does this development matter now? If you value clear and balanced political updates that explain the real meaning behind national events, take a moment to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss important developments shaping Nigeria's future. The Anambra State government, under Governor Charles Soludo, ordered the demolition of a shrine associated with a native doctor who had previously been convicted by a court of law. According to state authorities, the action followed legal processes and was carried out as part of a broader campaign aimed at addressing criminal activities and restoring public confidence in community safety. Officials explained that the demolition was not a sudden operation but the enforcement of an existing court decision. Government representatives stated that the property had been identified during investigations connected to alleged unlawful practices, and once the judicial process was concluded, authorities moved to implement the ruling. Within the first hours after the demolition, videos and images circulated widely on social media, quickly turning a state-level action into a national discussion. Residents expressed mixed reactions. Some community members welcomed the move, arguing that it sends a strong message that no individual or institution is above the law. Others questioned whether demolishing cultural or spiritual structures could create tension if not carefully handled. To understand the situation fully, it is important to separate three key elements: the legal aspect, the cultural dimension, and the governance implications. From a legal standpoint, the Anambra State government insists the demolition was based strictly on a court conviction. Authorities emphasize that enforcement actions tied to judicial rulings are meant to demonstrate that the justice system has consequences. In recent years, Nigerian citizens have frequently raised concerns about court decisions not being implemented. In this case, the government appears determined to show that legal outcomes will be enforced. Legal analysts note that when a court links property or facilities to unlawful activities, governments have the authority to take administrative action, provided due process is followed. The key question many observers are asking is whether the procedures were transparent and whether similar standards will be applied consistently across cases. The cultural dimension adds another layer to the conversation. In many southeastern communities, traditional practices and spiritual institutions hold historical significance. For generations, shrines have served social, religious, and dispute resolution roles within local societies. Because of this, actions involving such structures often attract emotional responses. However, supporters of the demolition argue that cultural identity should not be used as protection for activities considered illegal under modern law. They believe the government is attempting to draw a clear boundary between recognized cultural heritage and practices authorities associate with criminal influence or exploitation. Community leaders in Anambra have urged calm discussions, emphasizing that respect for tradition and respect for the law must coexist. Several voices have called for dialogue between traditional institutions and government authorities to prevent misunderstandings and reduce community tension. Another important issue is public safety perception. Over the past few years, insecurity concerns and reports of ritual-related incidents in parts of Nigeria have increased public anxiety. Although each case differs, many citizens want stronger preventive action from authorities. By enforcing court rulings visibly, the government may be attempting to reassure residents that proactive measures are being taken. For ordinary residents, the immediate question is simple: will this action improve safety and stability within communities? Government officials believe firm enforcement discourages unlawful networks and builds trust in state institutions. Critics, however, warn that enforcement must remain balanced and free from selective targeting. Political observers also see governance messaging in the decision. Governor Soludo has repeatedly spoken about rebuilding order, improving investment confidence, and repositioning Anambra as a secure destination for business. Actions like this communicate a governance style focused on regulation and state authority. For Nigerians in the diaspora, developments like this matter because perceptions of stability directly influence investment decisions, property ownership, and willingness to engage economically back home. Many diaspora Nigerians monitor governance signals closely before sending capital or launching projects in their home states. There is also a national implication. When state governments demonstrate enforcement of court rulings, it contributes to broader conversations about rule of law across Nigeria. Consistency in governance actions can strengthen institutional credibility, while inconsistency can deepen public skepticism. Economically, stability and predictable governance remain key factors investors consider. Whether local entrepreneurs in Onitsha or diaspora professionals in London or Toronto, confidence grows when laws appear enforceable and institutions function visibly. This is why actions at the state level often carry national attention. Politically, analysts believe decisions like this may influence how citizens evaluate leadership ahead of future elections. Voters increasingly assess governors not only by promises but by visible actions tied to security, infrastructure, and institutional reforms. Still, the situation raises important questions. How should governments balance modernization with tradition? Where should authorities draw the line between cultural expression and legal enforcement? And how can enforcement actions avoid creating unnecessary division within communities? Some civil society organizations have suggested that alongside enforcement, governments should expand public education campaigns explaining legal boundaries and citizens' rights. Transparency, they argue, reduces misinformation and prevents escalation of tension following sensitive operations. Religious and traditional leaders have also encouraged peaceful engagement, reminding citizens that community progress depends on cooperation rather than confrontation. Their involvement may play a key role in ensuring that developments like this do not deepen misunderstandings between generations or belief systems. Another perspective focuses on youth influence. Young Nigerians, particularly those active online, often shape national narratives within hours. Social media reactions to the demolition ranged from strong support to serious concern. This digital response highlights how governance actions now operate under immediate public scrutiny. Experts say governments must increasingly communicate clearly and quickly to explain decisions, especially when actions involve sensitive cultural topics. Clear communication reduces speculation and helps citizens understand the legal reasoning behind government moves. Looking ahead, observers will be watching whether similar enforcement actions occur elsewhere in the state and how authorities manage community relations afterward. Consistency will likely determine whether the demolition is viewed as a turning point in governance or simply a one-time event. What remains clear is that the conversation goes beyond one structure or one individual. It touches on how Nigerian states define justice, regulate social practices, and build trust between citizens and institutions. For Nigerians at home, the outcome may influence daily feelings of safety and confidence in leadership. For Nigerians abroad, it serves as another indicator of how governance is evolving and whether reforms are translating into practical action on the ground. As reactions continue, the focus now shifts to long-term results. Will communities experience improved stability? Will legal enforcement remain fair and transparent? And will dialogue between government and traditional institutions strengthen mutual understanding? These questions will shape how this development is remembered, not just as a demolition, but as part of a wider national discussion about law, culture, and governance in modern Nigeria. Thank you for watching. If you found this analysis helpful, like this video, share it with others following Nigerian developments around the world, and subscribe for more clear, balanced political updates that keep you informed wherever you are.